picture and turning it into a drawing or a sketch. Now there are filters that'll help you do this in Photoshop, but really they look kind of fake and cheesy. They don't turn out very well. I have a really great method here that I'm going to show you how to do it now, and the results are just phenomenal. So we're going to start out with this young model here, which we've used in previous videos, and we're just going to jump right in. So we have our background layer, and like any tutorial I will show you, you always want to go ahead and Control J and duplicate that layer. You always want to duplicate it. So now we have a duplicate. Now let's go ahead and desaturate that layer by holding Control Shift U. Alright, now we've desaturated that layer. Let's go ahead and make one more copy with Control J. Alright, so we've got our two layers that are desaturated. So let's go ahead and click on our top layer, and let's go ahead and change the blending mode to color dodge. Now that makes it look kind of blown out and strange, but it'll make a whole lot of sense in a little bit. Now we're going to hold Control and press I. That's going to invert the selection. Now we really have nothing on the screen, and that's awfully strange, but stick with me because it's going to get interesting. Now that we've done that, we're going to go up to Filter, Blur, and we're going to choose Gaussian Blur. And you can already kind of start to tell where we're going with this because it already looks pretty amazing. So now, depending on your photo that you use, you may have to adjust the values. If you bring it all the way down and start coming back up, it gives you kind of more of a pencil sketch kind of look. And that's okay, but if you go a little higher, you get a nice looking shiny graphite blending that makes it really look like it was drawn. But we're not done with it yet. Let's go ahead and hit OK. Alright, now what we're going to do is go ahead and, with our top layer selected, let's go down here to our adjustment layers, and let's go to levels. And let's go ahead and take the mid-tone, the gamma level, and let's just brighten it up just a little bit. That looks pretty good. Alright, so we've already got a nice looking picture, and it looks like it was drawn. But we have some blown out areas that are a little too white, and I'm going to show you how to fix that right now. So let's go ahead and select our layer just under our levels layer, and we're going to make sure we choose a brush that is an airbrush. So I'm going to choose airbrush soft round. If you don't see it in your list, click over here and go through your brush list until you find the one you're looking for. And like I said, we want an airbrush. We're going to set the opacity to about 12%. And again, you might want to change these values a little bit. We'll go 13%, it's close enough. Flow, we're going to set all the way up to 100%. Now, since we've got this layer here as color dodge, if we use black on this, it's going to help darken areas that we want that are blown out. Alternatively, if we switch to white, it's going to lighten dark areas. But right now we want the black selected because we want to really darken some of these areas. So go ahead and bring up your brush size to however you like it. I'm going to use about 400 here because this is a pretty high-res image. And I'm just going to go over some of these areas here. And you're going to start to see some of the detail come back into the picture now. We're just going to lightly go over some of these areas that got blown out. Even the face, around the lips, the nose, around the eyes. Looks good. Go around here, around the arms. Yeah. Under the neck area. Right. Alright. So we don't have to do a whole lot to that. Something I wanted to show you is, and I did this on purpose, if you go over and you darken an area you didn't want, as I mentioned before, we go back and switch to white, and we'll just go ahead and get rid of that, just like that. So if you didn't want that much black, you just pull it right back out. No problem. Alright, so that is looking amazing. But we're still not done yet. So at this point, we need to add some sharpening to really make it pop. So let's just go up here to Image. Now let's choose Duplicate. Now let's choose Duplicate Merged Layers Only, and what this is going to do is it's going to flatten the image but make another copy of it flattened. So see, we have our new flattened image, but we also have our original image over here, which is just fine. So let's go over to our copy that we made that's flattened. We're going to go up to Filter, Sharpen. We're going to go to Unmask, or Unsharpen Mask, excuse me. Now some of these settings you're going to want to play with depending on your picture. As you can see, you can really do some amazing things here. So we're going to choose a radius of about 8.1. The threshold depends on how blown out you want it, how pixelated you want it. Let's go with about 142, and the amount, generally you want it to be kind of high. So let's go ahead and try, say, 201. That looks pretty good there. Let's go ahead and choose OK. And at this point, you're all set. You have an awesome looking image that looks like it has been sketched. And like I said before, you know, with different pictures, they're going to turn out different, but make sure you play with the levels, play with the adjustments to get it the way you like it. I hope this has been really helpful for you, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. If you like what we do, rate, subscribe, and thank you for joining me. This is Tony from Psych Studios, and take care.